How's it going, chat? We are just getting ready to get started tonight. We're doing some double dash corruptions, which we've done once in the past on October 30th, 2018. I know the exact date because I was just pulling it up for a picture to notify people that I'm going live. And yeah, I'm excited to do it. I think we're going to do a different course, different cart, and different players, but otherwise we'll have the same fashion of that previous stream, but we have a more powerful corruptor at our hands, so it should be a lot, maybe not necessarily funner, but maybe more interesting. We might get more interesting corruptions out of it. So we'll get started in about a minute or two. Just as the song comes to a close. I had a second song queued up, but we're not going to play that one. We'll play that one when we finish up, or if we have like some kind of intermission. But to fill the void... Okay. There we go. So we gotta find a place to corrupt, and I gotta plug in a controller. I forgot to do that. So let me plug that in. And if you're unfamiliar with what we normally do here in terms of corruption streams, I'm going to explain most of the windows that are around me, and what I'm doing for, I'll probably be drowned out, for creating my first couple corruptions. And then once we get that all squared away, we'll just sort of rapidly blast through them and create a whole stockpile of corruptions. I can never gauge if the audio is just right. I hope it sounds okay. Also, my window is just a tiny bit off. See if I can fix that. Didn't bother me. It's like 1 pixel width across, not quite filled in. Not gonna want to do it either. Some of the features in the new OBS update are fantastic, like the new integrated chat. Some of them are not so fantastic, like the limitations that are now on their scaling windows. It's not quite perfect. I'm not echoing myself anyway? No. Oh, look, alright. Like, you can see there's a tiny bit of a gap. It's only gonna bother me in the end. I think it's alright. Anyways, let's get started. I'll knock that camera down a little bit. There we go, you can see my hands. Let's choose a point to corrupt. Even though I would like to do the intro here. I gotta make sure my controller's set up. Yep. Would you like to create a save state? Or a... not a save state. Memory card data? Yes, I would. Start game. And let's actually do a Grand Prix. We've tried doing time trials in the past, and while that's interesting, it's also cool to have like other AI on the screen. And before, I think we did a fairly slow CC, so let's do 150 CC. In terms of people, last time we had Waluigi and Bowser, which is like the combo to go with. This time though, let's go Luigi and I don't think of Waluigi, but how about like Donkey Kong? Yeah. And just to give an example what kind of corruptions we can expect, or really what corruptions are in general, in case you're curious since it's your first time to the stream, let's corrupt just right here. The intro sequence where we're looking at the people, looking at the two characters, Donkey Kong and Luigi, we see the cart spinning around. Let's see if we can create anything out of this. I got a Discord notification that I need to delete. Yeah, that's deleted. Otherwise it's gonna distract me. I'm creating a save state that I'm now targeting within the Windows Glitch Harvester, which is the program that's around me. It's that sort of purplish, blackish window. That program is bundled with the real-time corruptor, and it may look a little different in case you do download it yourself. I'm using the developer version for 0.96, and I think the stable version is 0.92, if I'm guessing. I like this one because you can corrupt a little bit larger blast layer sizes. Anyways, that is set up now. Took me just a minute to get that all aligned. And now, let's begin corrupting. I'm going to move around this intensity slider to increase how big of a corruption I'd like to create. And I'm going to increase the starting address location. This is sort of a slider in the sense of like where in the ROM I'd like to corrupt, either at the very beginning of it, towards the center of the disk, or on the far outside. I'll do somewhere towards the beginning, but not quite at the beginning. And let's give that a couple goes. Got some good audio off the bat. That actually reminds me, I'm going to take off one headphone just because this audio usually gets a little too loud. I do have a compressor on the stream, so that it will be a little bit quieter for you guys, which is good. Also, I should warn you, if you're sensitive to flashing lights, loud sounds, bright colors, anything of that nature, I should warn you from this stream. I should warn you not to watch this stream, just because we have a lot of that as we go along, and it's uncontrollable for the most part, so be cautious. And let's keep corrupting. I'm gonna look for something I like. That one's kinda cool, but it's super far away. I'm curious what all that stuff up top is. I want to get like kind of a closer look if I can. Also, the music's not bad. Got some cowbell. So real quick, I'm gonna sanitize this corruption, and essentially all that's doing is it's removing the unnecessary components that we don't really want on the corruption. So if we broke down what we're looking at now, we had the screen that's super zoomed out, we had the cowbell music, and we have a couple lines going across the screen there. That's just 4 components I can think of. However, there's actually 2,970 different corruptions going on, but we just can't see all of them. So I'm slowly whittling down the ones that we can see, and just trying to find the ones that are interesting to me, in which case it's the one that's super zoomed out. And all the other ones I'm just going to forget about, we don't need to keep them. And you see now those horizontal lines are gone. The music's back to normal, as we already noticed. Our blast layer size is now down to 185, which is so much smaller. It's fantastic. Now we're down to 46. 23. And the advantage of whittling it down like this is once we have the individual components, Bullshit Plays, what's going on? Let me give a shout out to Bull, thank you for the raid, I appreciate that. I think the last time you saw me stream corruptions was with Mario Kart Double Dash, so like what a fitting one to raid on. Everyone that is already in the chat, go check out Bullshit Plays. I gotta make sure I spell your name right. Did I do that properly? Is my chat bot up? It is up. I might not have done that right though. Shoot. But anyways, we're slowly doing corruptions tonight. I think I gotta redo that. Shout out Bullshit Plays. There we go. Slowly but surely. Also, you got an ad. Come on, Adblock. Use uBlock Origin. That's the one I suggest. Adblock Plus is kind of. It's a Peace Corps ads. That's kind of cool. I didn't know they put out ads. Anyways, the very first corruption of the stream so far, we saw this one, which is like super zoomed out, and I'm like, what's going on there? It's all that text up the top. I'm kind of curious. I don't know what it is. So I went to zoom in a bit. That's one you got also great. Works great. It does work great. No, it totally does. And then they have there's a setting in there called an ad block blocker. So it's like one of those sites that are like, you're using an ad blocker. We don't want to use this site. And then I X off that site because I don't want to use a site that blocks ad blockers. It will block those notifications, which is fantastic. Or it does a decent job at it. Yeah, I highly suggest switching over Firefox, Chrome, I think Edge maybe, if they support it. But yeah, ad blocker. I don't know if you have to enable it by default anymore, or if it's enabled by default. And well, we got this corruption narrowed down, which is this one here. It's this one. This is what we originally saw when we found this corruption. A whole lot of stuff going on. I don't know what's going on, but we can whittle it down to one component. We're gonna call this zoomed out. But I don't know what this is. I guess this is the menu screen. There's some stuff up like top though. It's like the names. Maybe Waluigi. I'm guessing like it's pulling the names from up there, it just draws it there so they're ready, and then it pulls it from off screen, that way it doesn't have to draw the words every single time and it moves kind of fast. That's all I'm guessing. Anyways, that's just an example corruption, something that we might be able to see. Let's do some interesting corruptions. Let's see. Ooh, what's going on there? Hey! Popo? Is that Popo? I'm having trouble reading these my texts. Popo and Doug, thank you for the follow! And what's going on, Popo? How you doing tonight? Let's see. We're gonna actually get into a game. I'm gonna choose Donkey Kong and Waluigi. I think that's a good combo. Last time we had Waluigi and Bowser. Also a good combo. If anyone has any other suggestions. Maybe we could do Baby Luigi, that might be messed up. Or maybe Baby Mario. That's a good one. Let's do that. Boy, you're ready for some corruptions? I'm ready too. Let's see what location we want to go to. So last time we did it at the Mushroom Bridge. Maybe we do Baby Park? It's kind of small there though, and I like objects being there. Oh, but unfortunately we can only do it at the first course unless we actually race. My my Mario Kart racing skills aren't fantastic. If you want to see a great Mario Kart racer, check out Wasabi. Should we go through one? Let's just corrupt here, and then we'll move on to the next race once we get comfortable with corrupting. But I'm going to set a safe state as soon as the bell tolls. Right. After the start. There we go. And let's target that save state within our glitch harvester. Targeted. And now let's just start blasting it with some corruptions. And if you're curious what corruptions are, just imagine like taking a cartridge and just like slamming it against the table a couple times and like pouring some dirt on it and then putting it back in the in the system. That's kind of what corruptions are. You can't play Mario Kart? I can play it. I used to be pretty confident. Like I was great on the DS one, but then Mario Kart or Wasabi makes me feel bad about my current skill because he's all about the metas and the newer editions. Anyways, here's the first one. It's just an ocean now. Oh, that's not supposed to stretch like that. There we go. For any of the newcomers, if you're sensitive to flashing light or bright colors, like that bright flash there, I do warn you, we do have a lot of flashing lights and stuff like that, so be cautious. This one, Baby Mario is like phasing in and out of existence. He gets like really small, but then he comes back when I turn the wheels. You see that? I'll put this one as a maybe. I think we can find something better. If we're lucky. Also, something that has changed since the last time you have been here, Bull, is we can blast the intensity so much higher than before. Let me get some audio. Oh god. Actually, I think I'm blasting higher than I used to in the previous stream already. Previously, we would do like at a corruption intensity of like 333,000, and this would take maybe 5 seconds to start up. But now I can just bring the slider all the way to the right and do 5 million, which is pretty much like taking a disc and just gouging a chunk out of it and calling that good. And does it run? I'd be surprised if it ran. It just sounds like awful audio. That one actually kind of worked. What allows you to blast the intensity higher now? The developer for the Windows Glitch Harvester, who has an open source project, and you can go check out his development process for it, and I think you can contribute. It's written in... This version is written in C#, so I haven't contributed to this one. I'm looking to contribute to the other one, the Real-Time Corruptor, which is in C++, so maybe along the line once I get a little bit better. Not yet. Anyways, he found a bug that was seriously, I guess... He optimized it is the easiest way to put it, and it now runs much better, and now you can have gigantic corruptions that just gouge discs like no one's business. We're not going to go that high though. I usually can't even get the game to run when we're that high. But we'll see like what's the most corrupted version of the game we can get that will still run. That one's not bad. They're just screaming. Can we drive? We can't drive. Oh, and it gets louder. Alright, let's go. Corrupt again. Fixing a bug that allows you to bug games to get an IQ. I feel like that's a meme template. It wouldn't happen. Okay. Nearly there. I want to get a working versions. It doesn't quite work. Almost. No, we're gonna get a lot of crashes. See, even like around the area we were corrupted before, we're still crashing awfully. With Super Mario Sunshine, that's a fun one to corrupt, because you can kind of do as big of a corruption as you want, and it kind of just takes it. You want to cut the disc in half and still put it in the CD player? You're fine. Anyways, this one works. We got no audio. Sliding's kind of a little wonky, but it runs. You unfortunately have to go, but if you're going to be streaming in a little while, I might be. I might do some Neo Scavenger after this, I'm unsure. But hey, thank you for stopping by, and thank you for the host, or the raid as well. I always appreciate it. And everyone, go check out Bullshit. He has the most amazing content. He's an awesome guy. Highly recommend him for anyone that's stopping by. And yeah, have a good night, man. And let's see. Let's see if we can corrupt this just right. Oh my god! That sounds so bad! Alright, I gotta take off my headphones for a sec. I gotta turn down my audio, because that hurt my ears. It's fine as long as we don't stay on a corruption like that. This one's like a really bad RC car that screeches at you. If you accelerate, it screeches at you, and it keeps getting faster too. It's like a power drill that you're just like... I'm gonna put this as maybe 2. This one is crazy. We got a lot of crazy ones for sure. This one's just colors. It's like a big tent. This one's golden baby Mario. I don't know what kind of car we're driving. I can't drive around either. And the engine just died. Okay, I'll hopefully catch you later too. Yeah, the engine just died. Who fell over there? Racers are just falling out of the sky. They're not able to drive, they just freeze to death on the ground. Lakitu drops them out of nowhere. With no mercy at all. Oh, that one's picturesque. Let's see if we can find some components. That's what I want to grab now. If we can find a component. Oh, Baby Mario's legs are horrifying. Wait. That's not right. His legs don't function the way they're supposed to. Let's see if we can keep that one. So now we go into this kind of component mode, is what I'm going to call it, where we try to keep individual corruptions that we really like Baby Mario's legs stretching to infinity. Like that. And we'll throw that into the stockpile, and then from there we can kind of create hybrid corruptions and mix them all together to create, like, I guess more interesting effects, is how I put them. You'll see how it looks like in a few, but let's, in the meantime, save his messed up legs. It looks like he's, like, stretching super far out to control the cart, because he only really does it when we turn. So he's using the power of, like, gravity to pull the cart around. Is that gravity? No, it's not gravity. That's like centripetal force. That's not the right word either. It's totally not that kind of force. Anyways, we nearly got this one saved. And the good thing about saving these individual components, which we saw a little bit earlier, is we get to reroll them and affect how intense, or I guess we get variations of that same corruption. So I'm guessing when we reroll this one, we might get Baby Luigi's heights, maybe taller or smaller, if I'm guessing. We may get other weird positions out of Baby Mario, if I'm guessing. We'll see. Anyways, we only got 19 memory rights left. This one takes a little bit longer to corrupt because we do have to go a couple inches before we actually see if the corruption persists or not. So that is taking me a little bit longer to sanitize. Most of the time, when we see a visual, it only takes us half a second to corrupt it, or to sanitize it. But anyways, we got 3 memory rights left. And one memory right left. Send it to our stash. Now we have this individual component that we might want to hold on to. We're going to call it baby legs. And now this is just perfectly sanitized. You can play the entire game like this if you wanted to, and it can almost guarantee it wouldn't crash unless for some reason legs have to be there for your legs to work properly. Your legs can't be stretched like that. Let's try re-rolling it though. See if we get different effects. In this case, it looks like he still stretches upwards, but just not as far. This one, it looks like he kind of goes downwards. Wait, I'm not... Oh, this one he goes really far downwards. But I'm not seeing any kind of taller Baby Mario effects, which is what I'm looking for. So I think we move on. Baby Legs in itself is not bad. We might be able to find better forms of this corruption later on. So let's try a brand new fresh corruption. And we're gonna mess around with the starting address. We're kind of far out. We'll go closer to 0. And our intensity can knock back to as well. We don't need as insane corruptions that that's what we started with. This one, the wheels don't quite work right. This one, that is an awesome looking car. I want to keep that. That one looks like a, what would you call it? My little corrupted raccoon emote. Here. Texa Heidi Wall. There's a corrupted raccoon emote, and that kind of looks like the cart right now. It has a dithering effect to it. So I'm gonna keep that. Drinking my favorite drink tonight, tonic water. Along with regular water. There's a gigantic... who is that? Someone's foot. Can't tell whose foot it is. We might want to keep that. Maybe. I'm on the fence about it. But I really like this effect. I might come back to the stockpile and record like maybe a notification image for this. Have the cart driving by like on... I can't really get a side view. If we get a corruption that lets us do the side view of the cart, maybe remind me if you can remember, or I'll remind myself, because I can utilize that for notification. But anyways, this one is almost all sanitized. I'm hoping that white brick at the top left isn't permanent, but it looks like it might be, because it seems to be sticking with the corruption we're looking for. So possibly rerolling it could remove that effect, if we're lucky. There we go. Single memory right, send it to the stash, and we'll call it TechSupportSparky. Because that's the kind of card I would use if I was playing a game like this. Let's reroll it now. Get some interesting effects. Oh, so it's like where the textures are drawn. Baby Mario's head looks fucked up, messed up. Oh, we're mature stream, fucked up. I kind of like that one too. Let's keep that. We'll call it Offset. Notice for that one, the white box is gone. This one's interesting. So it's like maybe the textures are just too large, it's being drawn over the screen too much. This one... something seems off, but I can't really tell what it is. It looks like the characters are missing their textures. Moving on. There's another horrifying one. I like the characters on the left, how they kind of bleed into the rest of the race. That's a neat looking effect. But anyways, I think that is about the extent of this corruption. Either... this one's not bad. This one actually looks a lot better, so we'll call this no texture. That's a more finalized component version. I don't know why Baby Mario keeps disappearing, but I think that's just innate with the corruption itself. So, let's move on. And we're starting from the top once again. I should put out my history. Peach is kind of freaking out in the distance. I like the headbanging of them. We keep that one. Yeah, why not? So our wanted Corrupt is the actual city, but I don't remember what race that's associated with, or what track that's associated with in this cup. I forget what cup we're even in. I didn't play a lot of Double Dash as a kid. I played a little Mario Kart 64. We had 64. Get their head bob. Slowly but surely. I'm being a little slow with sanitizing corruptions. I should get a little bit faster at that. I still gotta set up an auto-click script for this, where I can just hit a button and it'll randomly disable, invert, or corrupt and execute. But I've been lazy. I think if I were to do it, it's either gonna be something like auto hotkey, which is, I guess, a little more reliable than the alternative Python, which I would use PyAuto GUI, which is not reliable at all, in my opinion. There we go. Single memory right, we'll call it headbang. And reroll that one. This one affects the direction that their heads are freaking out at. I like the one where their heads are turned backwards, but they still kind of freak out. If they were snapped backwards and just stuck, that wouldn't be bad. No, they're all just kind of freaking out. So I think that's good to stay. I like the current one we have. I'm going to clear out my history and start from the top again. We got one tall card. Oh, this one's cool too. What? It like breaks the car down. I wasn't gonna save this one. Let's send that to the stash, but in the meantime, let's get this like weird separating the cart from its engine kind of thing. It's very cool looking. I'm curious what that would look like with other carts, like some of the bigger ones. I guess we can't load it until we load in a different one, which we can. We'd have to change our save state. Which reminds me to save the stockpile before we lose our save state. Which I'll do after we sanitize this one. Down to 3. Down to 1. Send to stash. We'll call this hydraulics. There we go. I'm going to save the stockpile on my desktop, call it Mario Kart Double Dash 2. Stock. Make sure that's saved. Okay. And let's reroll hydraulics. I imagine we're going to affect the height. It seems to be the case. However, it doesn't seem like we get any more ridiculously high ones, mostly just to the ground. There's another ridiculously high one. I don't like how they like jump up and down. That's hard to look at. And to control. And maybe we can do one of the ones where they're really low to the ground, but that just kind of looks like car mod or anything. Maybe in itself isn't too interesting. So let's not do that. We'll try a couple more tries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Moving on from the top. We're gonna save the other one, the tall car one. Oh well, I already lost that one. Save that on the stash, but I forgot to retrieve it. Invisible cart, could keep that one if we wanted to. But I'm gonna abstain from that. That's a lot going on. Luigi sounds like he's having a good time. shells are huge. I'm sorry? What? Also, those are our wheels. You can see the logos on the wheels. What's going on there? Okay, this one makes sense. We go underground. But that's not quite what happened. We hit the sky. This is what happened. And I want to break it down to see what's going on. I don't think it's a camera bug, but it might be. Maybe like the camera's stuck underneath the wheel and it keeps getting dragged up. Dragged up. Dragged up. Ah, but this one removes that effect, even though we still have the camera mess up. I am confused with the reroll that this is going to be. I think maybe we just have a gigantic cart and it's trying to settle onto the ground somewhere. I'm having trouble figuring out what's going on. Kind of cool nonetheless, though. Okay, we're down to 1 memory rates. And flying, I'm gonna reroll it off the bat though. I don't have a lot of control over what's going on. It's like I hit the accelerator and I just go one direction. It's almost like a helicopter. Except I have no control over where I'm going. Maybe a hot air balloon that just has like a broken... What are those things called? Like valve, I guess? A valve on the gas. This one we're actually inside the car. That's cool to see. So I suspect... No, we're gigantic, aren't we? Okay. I was gonna say I suspect that maybe it is just a gigantic car or camera kind of thing going on. Let's keep trying. This one, we're so tiny. Is everyone else tiny? No, we're the only ones that are. Let's kind of move fast. I don't know if I'm just driving better all of a sudden. Out of the way, kids. We got ants. This one, what sun is this dash? Ants. I'm gonna remove flying. And keep re-rolling this until we kind of figure out what's going on. I think the So Gigantic one answers this. That's a lot of wheels. Is that all the wheels? There's more than that. There's like 6 wheels there. That's... that's a flat car. That's a car that was run over by another car. Gotta keep that one. Flat car. Wow, these are not making any sense. What are these? There's no physical law that would make this thing move. It defies everything, and it floats! Or Lakitu can't pick us up because we're just gigantic. Big car. Abomination car? Abomination car. Kinda. Oh, we have a file association issue. So the most recent one that we just had disappeared. Shoot, because we didn't send it to the stash proper. Can we get it again? Maybe if we're lucky. Get a lot of card like destruction mods. But not quite the one that we had before. Ah, there's one. So this one I'm gonna call Black Car. That one's proper. The most recent entry though. This one here? Yeah. I'm gonna send it to the stash once again to remove the dependency and call it. How about Inside Out Car? That kinda works. Alright, from the top with a brand new one. Pushing that little engine as hard as it will go. I like the lights effect we got going on. Flashing light warning. God. Let's try to get the snowflakes that are stretchy kept. That kind of looks horrifying. It looks like spider webs to me, and I don't like spiders that much. Like if it's a small spider and they're just chilling, I'm like whatever. And they're not bothering me. But like these spiders that would create spiders this big for this web here, no. No thank you. It's almost as bad as my fear for kangaroos. Which is a rational fear. Kangaroos are buff. And the further I can stay away from them, the better. Alright, that is all sanitized. Send that to the stash. Call it... I like spiderwebs. And let's re-roll that one. If you can't tell, these are the little snowflakes that are flying around on screen. You can kind of see a little bit better here. The objects are just a little stretched as opposed to stretched to infinity. But here they are stretched to infinity. There you see the variation. Alright, moving along. I don't think we're getting anything else out of that. I like Waluigi's skinny head. Oh, wait a minute. Is that Waluigi? Is that his texture? See if we can get a nice zoom in there. And they're just boxes. You can kind of see him there. Yeah, that's his texture. And also, Baby Mario's down there? Maybe? It's cool it's coming off our cart, too. That's weird. Huh. Cool looking, though. Can we re-roll it to any effects? It shouldn't really be doing that at all, so I wouldn't be surprised if we couldn't re-roll it. Kinda. Get different color effects. And a broken glass sound effects. Their heads are a little broken there. We should probably save that, because that's kind of horrifying. Oh, I like the colors here, too. Not quite right. Yeah, that one's good. And look at their tiny bodies. He looks kind of scared, Baby Mario. That's not the... It's not the face of a happy man. Happy kid. Let's take a picture. We don't have one of those ready up yet. And that's not a bad picture itself. So, got that saved, put that at the top left. There we go. Add a little more clutter. Okay. Let's finish sanitizing this one. This is an example of just being a visual, so it's super easy to corrupt. All I have to do is glance at the screen to make sure that the corruption is still there. Head's still gigantic. Good to go. And that makes sanitizing go super fast. Is everyone's heads messed up? I haven't checked anyone else. Let's see. It looks like they might be. Oh, that's a little bit better at driving. Oh, it crashed. Hopefully it doesn't crash permanently. Should check that out. Let's sanitize it fully first. set. I'm going to send it to the stash, and let's see if we can take a look at one of the other drivers. It does crash. That's unfortunate. So what do we do? I guess we keep it. Mention that it crashes. I'll put crashy in brackets. Item box. Big head. Now we can reroll that. I imagine to, yeah. Oh, and there we go. We can actually see their faces there. You can see Bowser's really messed up head. And the back of him. That one's a cool one, because you can see inside of their head. And Luigi's head is inside Baby Mario's head. So we'll call it Venn diagram, which I think has 2 ends. Let's stop this terrible audio by re-rolling one of these. Venn diagram. Yep, 2 ends. Cool. Also not bad, not as good as Venn diagram. Yeah, I think that's about the extent of it. Not really seeing anything else I want. I think this one's a little messed up, but not entirely. And we don't want a bunch of these to be crashy, because they already are. So I'll also mention this is crashy, item box, Venn diagram. Alright, and moving on from the top to a brand new fresh corruption. Nice audio again. We get this a lot. It sounds great. We have no drivers. No objects at all. I think it's time to mess with our starting address once again. We're going to bring it closer to 0 yet again. And we'll see if we approach... That sounds like just a guy screaming into the mic. For a second I thought it was. It was like deep voice like that. Oh, it still sounds like it too. It's so bad. That might even bleed to this mic, it's so loud. Should I put it like really low so you guys can hear it? God. Alright. I'm gonna stop that one. Don't approach 0. Corrupting system functions is bad. Alright, back to normal audio. I apologize for that, for anyone that jolted like I did. We have our first hard crash of the evening. Broken glass. There it is. Luckily for us, it's super easy to jump into another corruption. As we've just done. I know it's not showing up on the screen. There it is. I guess it takes a second to capture. Alright. That's cool, you get to just see the background. Are we approaching the background? Oh, we are! Oh, we're not supposed to be able to do that. There's our second crash of the evening. And depending if OBS is going to be nice tonight, we may need to back up our where we're corrupting. I think we're going to need to do that. OBS is taking a good, like, 10 seconds to start capturing the window. So we'll back it up to about where we were corrupting before. Okay. I'm going to make sure that wasn't like a truck outside or something. Actually, I won't let that finish. It started getting bad. Let's just sit here for a sec. I'll turn down your guys' audio. It's the one, right? Yeah, nothing happened. Alright. There it is. Like that IMAX starting up sound, but so much worse. Also, look at Baby Mario Oh. These are the screams of pain. We've done something bad here. Alright, moving on. Luigi, stop screaming at me. He isn't happy. Can I still frame that? That's a hard still frame. There it is! There's something wrong with that face. There's nothing. There's something not right about it. Oh, I can't even screenshot it nicely. His nose doesn't look right. Something wrong there. Let's take that photo. I should probably be putting these in Odd Brew, I keep forgetting. Eruptions. Odd Brew. There we go. Luigi like to stop being corrupted. Alright, that's good. Moving along from Luigi's screaming. I gotta go back to my previous streams and start clipping. I just remembered. I'm bad at going back. Ah, no. What do we keep hitting? Oh, if it kept hitting those bombs, that would have been an amazing component to keep. Only temporary though. Do we keep doing it? I hope we do. We do! Let's keep that. It's like you broke a tire, but you left the engine on full. There's the broken tire that I wanted to keep. Extension stash? Maybe we keep that? Here's the other one though. The one we actually want. Slowly but surely getting there. Okay, we have a single memory right, send it to the stash. We're gonna call this one Spin Out. And let's get the tire corruption as well. This one here. Just because they seem to be kind of nice together. Right, got 12 memory rights, 6 memory rights. 3, 2, and 1. Oh. Then to our stash, call it Tire Up. Bird Up. Merge those two stash keys together, and we have our hybrid corruption or Spin Out. And let's do a little bit of combining, we haven't done that in a while. This is not like the other. How about we do Flat Car and Spin Out? Mix those two together. The problem with Spin Out is anything that's kind of cool that happens to the car, we can't really take a look at for too long. We also haven't tried re-rolling Spin Out. Get a more reasonable corruption out of it. I guess we should have taken the wheel corruption off. No, it looks like we either spin backwards into infinity or we don't spin at all. The latter being the preferred corruption, it looks like. So let's maybe mix this with ants? No. Definitely not hydraulics, that's too good of a corruption. Inside out car. I like that one. Let's do flat car. because it's not too interesting outside of that, and it just adds an extra component to it. So while this one spin out, remove the old spin out, remove flat car. Now hydraulics and inside out car might be interesting. Nope, way too big. Hydraulics and ants. Too small. Hydraulics and headbanging. Kinda looks like they're too high up there and they're just freaking out. Which is kinda cool. Why not? Hydraulics. Which I hope I'm spelling right. Remove the old entry and remove headbanging. Okay, that's two like finalized corruptions, which we're gonna put all the way at the top. This maybe we're gonna take off. The other maybe I'm not gonna look at because I know it's loud, but we'll consider that in a bit. Baby legs we still need to mix with something. We mix it maybe with ants. Oh, it'd be cool if you got like gigantic, but doesn't look like he does. How about no texture? Yeah, that kind of adds to the creepiness. That makes sense to me. Baby legs. That up at the top because it's now a hybrid corruption. We can take off no texture. Export's Kart I'm gonna keep by myself unless we get an auditory corruption, in which case I'll add that to the fact, to the corruption after the fact. Offsets. Mix that with maybe inside out car. Inside out car is just too big in general. Did we sanitize this? We did. This is sanitized? Wow. It is messed up for a sanitized corruption. I don't like all the stuff that's happening on screen. Let's maybe throw that one out. Like, it's just too flashy and it looks too kind of garbagey. I'm gonna throw offset away. Inside out car, it kind of looks cool when you drive around with it. Like, I want something good for this. It looks like a tank. Or like a mean off-road vehicle. So let's find something good for it to mix with. Maybe we can drive through some spider webs. Now let's just do a bunch of clutter. I don't want to mix any of the Venn diagrams with it, or the big head. So I think we're pretty good so far. That was good. It's good to get some combining. I'm also kind of curious what happens when we combine all of our corruptions together that we have on the stockpile so far. Just see what they all do. And I regret that instantly. Alright. One more time. I'll just turn down the audio. Alright. I'm glad we tried that. Waluigi's staring me down asking why I'm still doing this to him. All these years. Alright. Audio back. Let's start from the top. Clear out our history. Oh, I did it again. Oh my god. Now from the top. More flashing light warning. Oh, there's a giant baby Luigi. And Koopa. I love the object corruptions like that. Let's save that. Why not? We can add something later. Kinda easy to get. Big Macleo's brother. Oh, you're gonna love this song soon. I'm starting to really get used to it now. Okay, we got down to 5, down to 3, down to 2, down to 1. There we go. Stash. Big Koopa. Good. Rerolling that will affect the size of those two twin racers. Those wacky racers. Ever so slightly, I'm not noticing a big difference. These are just gigantic or tiny. Now, there's a little bit of a difference. notification on my phone. I got it. Alright. Moving on from the top. That sounds crashy. Alright though. It kinda sounds nice. This one we got more screaming. Perhaps not from Luigi himself, but screaming in general. I like that bass when you land in the water. Man, I want to keep that. That's hard on the sanitize too, though. Can we do it? It might just be a general audio corruption, associated with this screaming. That might go hand in hand. We have to drive all the way out here to verify that the corruption actually persists. That's even too much work. It'll take 20 minutes to sanitize it. This one's nice because we have a nighttime cycle, which I don't think we normally have. However, now I'm starting to second guess myself. Okay, yeah, we don't. Just want to verify. Questioning my own sanity. Okay, down to 23. And this is nice because it just adds to one of those creepy kind of corruptions, maybe the spider one. It's nighttime. Nighttime's creepy. Well, the bad stuff happens. Down to 3. Down to 2, down to 1. Alright. Stash. Stockpile. Nighttime. Easy name. Rerolling that produces daytime or no daytime. Or skybox or no skybox. So, let's move on. Fresh one once again. We get a first-person view. Third person view. Third person up close. Oh. Disintegrated the item box. There's a big Diddy Kong. Something's not quite right with some of them. Why are they hopping around? They still doing that? Yeah. What's going on there? Oh, they're pathing to that. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure yet. Let's get a better, closer look. Yeah, they're all just kind of hopping around. Good detail again. Let's save this one, if we can. The only reason why I even saw Wario was because he had that gigantic model corruption. Otherwise, I would have just disregarded this one altogether. Okay. 3 memory writes. 2 memory writes. And 1. Set a stash. Stockpile. And we'll call this... I don't even know. Flubber bars? Go play it. I like the auditory mess ups going on with some of them. Okay, well, let's go on. Reroll it. Someone just hit the air and they're just screaming as they're sailing across us. This one... What are you guys doing? All stationary. They're all rotating, forward and backwards. Do we keep this one? It's a tricky decision. Maybe not, but we'll get some other good like AI pathing ones. Got that one. Birdo just flies over our head. We got the bouncing one down. Do we get anything else out of this? There's another one where they're all kind of stationary. I'm gonna keep this one called 1cc. Which there's a guy on YouTube that actually did 1cc, and it was ridiculously slow. Which was cool to see. Let's move on. I like we're just stuck in ice. We're in first place for some reason. Don't know why that is. Reset. Crash. Being stuck in an ice would be a cool corruption to keep, but that'd be better for the real-time corruptor, where we can utilize the cheat engine in order to make it a permanent corruption. It would only be a temporary set in memory, which is entertaining for a few seconds, but it doesn't last throughout the entire corruption. I like this one. We're just rocking back and forth in place. What? Controls didn't quite work right, so driving forward, we just get belted off to the right. It's like extremely high winds. Okay, let's keep that. That's kind of a funny controlling bug. Takes a couple seconds for it to come into play, I believe. Yeah. So much so that like the car is creating sparks of friction. That's how strong that wind is. Dragging us off the road. Okay, we're down to 89 memory rights. 44. 22. 11. 5. 3. 2. And 1. Alright. We'll call this Danger. High winds. And can we get a better effect out of this? I'm imagining maybe different directions? Yeah. Pulls us to the left. I kind of like the right better, actually. That one. I'm wondering if there's one that's going to pull us forward or backwards. It's funny, it's just like a really strong force going adjacent to our car and nothing else. That one was actually almost playable. Let's see that again. Drags us off, hit the wall. Take it easy for a sec. Seems like we're okay after that. But the wind doesn't come back, which is unfortunate. I like that wind to consistently come back, which is what we currently have, I think, with this one. That was the reroll. Okay, which 1cc? That's okay. So we hit the wall, try to drive forward, and just keep smashing us against that wall. Okay, until we turn this way again. No, it does not reset us. So, moving along. Fresh corruption off the top. Get the snow one again. More broken glass. That's like a... It's tricking me, because I have a broken glass sound. That's the swing it. It tells me that my ends are broken. That dolphin broke. Welcome tires. A lot of these corruptions won't let us take the item box, which I think is interesting. I like those item box corruptions though. Can we take one? Yeah, we can actually take one. Good. Let's save this one for the tech support one. Because I just want to create Clown Vomit today. We even put that in our title. What was it? Clown Vomit sold by the bottle. Selling Clown Vomit by the bottle. So we gotta have some Clown Vomit corruptions in order to fit that and take it that way. So as long as I see them in the distance, we're good to go. Now I like the really messed up effect that they have. This one looks a little too colorful for my taste. Whereas, let's see if we can keep the other effects. Find it. I've already fixed it. Can't find that effect anymore. There. Where it looks really messed up. Like, those aren't colors that should be there. So those are the two effects I hope to keep together. Which will be tricky. It's a hybrid corruption, so it requires some rerolls from the last video. But eventually we will whittle it down using the power of randomness. Number 23. A sizable decent number. 12. I'm gonna probably just start manually enabling a couple of these. The one of those two I just selected contains the corruption we want. The very top corruption contains the one we're looking for. Oh, I misspoke. The one I just selected is the corruption we're looking for. Now to find the other one. There it is. So we can remove everything else, verify it works, corrupt and execute. Yep. Disabled, we got 2 memory writes, we can send to the stash. And call this tech supports boxes. Mix that with tech support cart, and we got a more corrupted version of TechSupportSparky. Now, I'm still kind of iffy about the corrupted models, because I don't want that giant white box. Let's see if we can just sanitize it a bit more, or reroll it a bit more. I'd like to see if we can get rid of that. I think no matter what, it's going to be there. This one might be a little less intense, wherever it is. Actually, it looks just as intense. Yeah. To have that effect, we must have the white box on screen. Alright. Worth trying. TechSupportSparky boxes are next with TechSupportScart. And we're going to call this TechSupportScart. Well, TechSupportScart. Okay. And we can TechSupportSboxes, but we can reroll it to see if we get any other effects out of it. Looks like we'll probably just affect the colors. That's kind of a cool color. The bricks. Is this perhaps a more corrupted version? It is! That one looks like TV static. Let's keep that one. Tech supports boxes. I gotta remove the old one that we currently have. Which is that one actually. Wow. That's fun. Disabled, send stash. So it's the old one. This one's the new one. Mix, merge, make sure that works. It should look like TV static. It does. This most recent item we call TechSupportSparky. The old one. TechSupportSparky boxes. Okay. Cool. A little bit closer to having a complete version of this. Get rid of the white box. Alright, from the top. Brand new corruption. And spinning. Oh, wait a minute. His body did something weird there. Nah, he might have because it picked up an item. I saw something I suspected was a lot worse than it was. There's a big Donkey Kong. Kind of bad audio, not too bad. There's a big cart again. Cart's again messed up once more. This one we actually hop. I was looking for something like that. This one we turn into... What is that? A drill? What is this object? But this one we hop around, hop up, and get down. So we want that one. Let me sanitize that a bit. Got 366 memory writes, 183, 92, 46. 23. 12. The bouncing effect's not bad. Again, trying to get alive. Got that all saved. Second stash. Call this Bunny Hop. Try it out a little bit. Get a wrong landing. It's kind of catastrophic. Like that. You get like pile drivers. Oh, or you just fall through the map altogether. It's not super easy to control at all. But cool nonetheless. With a reroll, do the effects any sort of intensity of our bouts? Yeah, it seems like we do. I can also drive backwards. Can we drive forward? Oh, backwards to drive forward. That's skippy. That's why everyone else is stuck. Reverse those controls. This one looks like a wheelchair, or like a electrical device. Huh. This one actually looks like our maybe too. This one. Yeah, it does. I love that. Also, we're going 735 miles an hour. Jesus. No wonder it's making that noise. Oh, we got a hard crash. Shoot. Didn't expect that. But we were super quick. OBS isn't super quick, we're super quick. This one is actually a lot more what I was looking for before. I know it's just kicking on. You see where Baby Mario is kind of stretching out and controlling the cart like that? This is what I wanted from before. Let's keep this corruption. Very, very stretchy Mario. Now, this corruption has been seen a lot before. I've seen it in many other corruption stockpiles. Where just the back characters extremely stretchy and they look kind of far. So for that reason, we should absolutely mix it with one of our existing corruptions to make it more interesting. It'll make it stand out in that kind of sense. And same goes with most of our other corruptions, is if we just narrow down the components, they could be fun, but it's good to make a story out of it. It's good to make something out of those components into something more interesting. Which we're slowly working on so far. Single memory, right? We'll call it maybe arrow dynamics. And we can reroll that, maybe for the stretchiness. Yeah. Sheerly for the stretchiness. Just see Peaches. Arms going into infinity. It's just so far. Can I get a good screenshot here? I bet I can. He's slowly getting dragged under the cart. What is he doing? Corruptions. Maybe aerodynamics. Moving along. I'm happy with the one we got, so I'm not gonna change it at all. And the rerolls are either more intense or just something else that I like the one we have. So move along from top. Lots of missing wheels, lots of broken wheels. What was that all about? Where the carts and that stuff? It sounds like when Kirby just sucks infinitely. Makes this sound. The car just disappears. I was wondering, it looked like an airplane. I was curious what it looked like up close. Oh, this one. Right there, baby Mario. Freaking out a little bit. This one's kind of cool. It's like Mario Kart and a Blizzard. Unhandle exception. Continue. Save stockpile. Don't click buttons so fast. Oh, we also lost the crouch. Shoot. And this one so we're safe. Or are we safe? What's going on? So I'm not double loading. I think that's my problem. I have to double load here. So single double load. Single double load. Good. Single double load. Good. Single double. Single double. Triple. Single double. And no problems at all. I don't know what I was doing there, man. I just kept moving the wrong one. Ah, there we go. So, if I was on this one, single load looks fine. Double load, it's not the correct direction. This one is the actual one. Just, I guess, code injection was left over. Previous corruption. So I get tired. But anyways, double load. Not that one. 2. This one's it. Set the stash. We'll call this Mario Kart's in a Blizzard. And reroll that one. This will be the snowflakes are just increased in size. This one's just too intense. That one's like white on. But this one's semi-playable. You guys see where we are. It's very flashy. Cool. I like it. Along, yeah, fresh one. What we should do is we should figure out, we should mix some of these together. So we have Barrett, Bunny, Baby Aerodynamics, and Bunny. Let's get those two together. No, because then it kind of makes the baby stuff. Baby Aerodynamics and maybe Danger High Winds? Yeah, actually that fits super well. Danger. High Winds. The old entry. Remove Baby Aerodynamics. Nighttime we're gonna mix with stretchy boys. They are stretchy boys, look at this. Look at this stretchy baby. Other than the extremely high wind that's like forcing us into the wall. Too high wind. Such a high wind that the friction on the car is like catching on fire. What's going on, Spagoodlers? How are you tonight? Thank you for stopping by. Go check out Spagoodler, everyone. Spagoodlers. Who not only has an awesome name, it's super fun to say. Say it 5 times fast, so I can swear to a smile. But is also streaming almost every day, I swear. You have a regular schedule, it looks like you're streaming every day, which is awesome. You're so good. So good to hear. How's the... Do you have a hangover at all from last night? You finally hit affiliate! That's awesome! Dude, congratulations! Was that last night? Heck yeah! 50 on the dot. Congratulations, dude. Is that today? That is awesome. Definitely go check out Spagoodlers too. That is so cool. Yes, sir. Alright. That is awesome. Congrats. Man, it's so good to get affiliate for that first time. I can't even remember what I felt like, but I remember I felt really good about it. But yeah, that's awesome. Now you get to pick out your channel emotes. Now you get to flip into the corruptions now. Get to work on your subscriber badges. That was a lot of fun when I worked on that. I eventually worked with you're so hungover this morning. I thought so. You said you had like what? 8 vodkas, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna go get 8 more. I was like, all right, man, take it easy. Get some bread in you. You fell asleep at 6 a.m., work at 9. Oh, I felt that last night too, but I wasn't drinking, so you had it worse than I did. Your brain was splitting. Well, I apologize. Hey, with the good comes the bad. You got affiliate. That might have a splitting headache. I was gonna do something. I was gonna make some nighttime with spiderwebs. Let's do that real quick before I forget. These two belong together. Spiderwebs. There we go. And nighttime. It's my fault, I remember why I don't drink. I always kind of do that thing where I just drink too much, and then you hate it for like, maybe a month? Hopefully a month. Like, you should probably have a long hiatus, and like, think about what you did, and before you start drinking again, and then you pace yourself after that. If you jump straight back into it like, oh, I feel terrible, let's just do it again, probably not the best idea. But I usually feel terrible, and eventually I get back to the swing, slowly but surely. Corruptions tonight are not too bad. Double Dash does corrupt super well. We've been doing a long, I guess, list of games that corrupt super well. If I was starting off from the top, well, we got rated off the bat by Bullshit Plays, awesome streamer, and we went through, what was it? This is probably one of the first games I corrupted that guy had seen. So I was like, you know what? Let's bump up the intensity and let's see just how messed up we can make the game look. I'm curious. Let's just do that again. Because this game corrupts usually pretty well. We did get a hard crash there, but it's because our starting address is kind of close in. So let's recapture it again. The components themselves that we've been kind of getting along the way they've been good. I like our components. But with this kind of game, it's good to just mess it up in a really bad way like this, and just listen to how it sounds, and listen to like Luigi's screams. Which we've got a couple of. I'm trying to see if I get a good one. That looks super good, look at that! That looks like a kaleidoscope. That looks like, not like a kaleidoscope, like look at the bottom, there's like space down there. There's like Sonic spinning up, I guess. Oh, we can drive around, so it is kind of like a kaleidoscope. Some people aren't happy about us driving around, but... No. So I don't know what's going on there. We can try re-rolling that. We've gone from like a nice, pleasant cityscape to hellscape. Frozen hellscape. Where the world is upside down. Oh, now we can kind of see stuff though. That's our engine spinning up. That atrocious sound. Sky Coaster Man, what's going on? How you doing tonight? I am full of shoutouts tonight, but go check out Sky Coaster Man too. He is not only the leader of a very fast-growing Discord group called Filthy Casuals, which I highly recommend if you're not a part of to check out, but is also a very personable and awesome individual who I recommend checking out his streams. As I scream the Carnalog in the background, go check him out, he has cool content. This one is just screaming, so let's move on. Oh, that just looks cool. Look at that! We're falling into the sky, but the sky is upside down. That looks awesome. That's a piece of art is what that is. So, with a game like this that corrupts super well, same with Wind... Don't that camera. That corrupts super well, kind of like Wind Waker and stuff like that. It's good to just take the disc and like chop at it with a knife, pretty much. Like, take the cartridge and just put some dirt in it and put it back in the system. Because it corrupts really well in that sense. We can break it down to the individual components like we usually do with the stockpile. But you don't quite get the same effect, or at least interesting effect on the end. Like some of these are good. I had to combine a lot of them together to reach the effect that we would get with one of those horrifying corruptions. This one's not bad though. Inside Out car. I'm working on my own personal version of Mario Kart, which is this one here. You can see the car kind of fizzles in and out, like my Text the High emotes, which is a corrupted raccoon. And the boxes are all fizzled out, they look TV static. Very nice. Let's keep chopping away at the disc. Oh, there's some textures there. Let's reload that. There we go. That way we don't have that white box in the way. But the textures are gone, so... I don't know what's going on there. Sounds like someone's like calling me. It's a nice like a little ringtone. If you want a ringtone, and you want some copyright-free ringtones, would Nintendo be mad about that? No, they wouldn't be mad about that. They'd be fine. Go and take this. What is that? Marieker? Durable Nushi? Are you trying to imitate like one of the one of the drivers? They do make sounds like that. Also a very pretty one. It has that like dithering effect that I like a lot. Like it's just TV static. Baby Mario and Luigi are just going on journeys. On like magic school buses and stuff. What is this? Wait, no, you load. Don't break. Our cart's extremely stretchy. Oh, that's the name of the game. Wait, did I totally misread that? I totally did. Murray Kart. Now I understand. I don't quite read that right. Let me change the starting address. Let's go closer to 0. No, you're totally fine. I read that wrong. I guess that's bad on me. Luigi looks like a snake. So, also, we captured the picture that's at the... I should probably change the audio. I should absolutely change the audio. Forgive me. No, you're fine. Thank you for the tip, though. At the top left, we have Luigi, who is judging us very severely. I forgot what we were doing, but we were corrupting him, and he kept like looking at us and like having this deafening stare. So that's that picture up there, and that's gonna stay there for a while because we're gonna keep corrupting him and his buddy. This one I wanted to drive forward, and the second I hit the accelerator, we dropped it down to infinity. I got 98 more minutes to give you. 98 bottles of sin on the wall, I guess. Try not to sin too much. Not for my purpose, but for your purpose. This shit is super broken. Oh yeah. We're breaking it as hard as we can. Baby Mario deserves to die. Give him the wasabi. If I gave him the wasabi, I wouldn't have to worry about it. He would just take care of it, no questions asked. I mean, it's not a girl, so got it there. Baby Peach, Baby Daisy, they're fine. They'll sustain the village. Got the big old L drawn on the screen there. And it won't go away either. There we go. Maybe our intensity is too high. Let's knock that back. Just so we can play it. It doesn't sound like death. Well, it still sounds like death. But it's playable. Kinda. You can call it playable. Now, if you can beat the entire game with this. Speaking of which, I actually tried giving this a go. So, with the real-time corruptor, you can corrupt in real time in more sense of the word than what I'm doing here. Also. You can drive right through the wall. I can let the corruptor auto-corrupt my game as I'm running it, every iteration step. And what I tried doing, and I'm not sure if I want to do it anymore, I might give it a try again in the future, was to try to race corruptions, where I would let the auto-corruptor just run. Ooh, got a notification. Dry Bowser 34, thank you for the follow! What's going on? We don't have Dry Bowser yet. I wish we had Dry Bowser on screen. We would corrupt the hell out of him. But yeah, thank you for the follow, man. Anyway, so I would race the corruptions to see if I could beat the game before the corruption would destroy the game ultimately. And I got pretty far. I think for the first game I did was Super Mario Bros. And I got all the way near to the end. I keep running through the wall. But the problem was, at like the world, I don't remember the world numbers, but like 8-1 or something like that, the world just kept repeating itself over and over and over again, and I couldn't progress. And I would just keep doing the same section into infinity, and it was the worst. Can I use the chain chomp? Oh yeah. Nope. Don't use the chain chomp. Don't use the chain chomp. Why would you? Why would you suggest that? Sounds like death. Use the lightning? Okay, the lightning's not so bad. Anyways, I might do that again. I called it a corruption run. I'm gonna think of a better name for it. But I have to think about other games to do that with. Super Mario Bros. Is super easy because, you know, 1 to 8, super fast game. I don't really speedrun games at all, so I don't think I'd be very good at it, but it was fun to race the corruption, at the very least. And the corruption run in that case. One in that case. What happened? Oh, hard crash! Woo! Again, I love it when we actually break the emulator. It means we did something so bad that even the emulator was like, you messed up. You gotta reset. And again, I'm not even working on capturing anything in the stockpile, I just kind of want to break it in a really bad way. What is that audio? That's horrifying! Also, I just realized, Dry Bowser, you said, can I use the chain chomp? I'm sorry, I thought that was Spagooglers. No, thank you for the suggestion, though. It sounded so bad, though. I don't know what to make of this. It is scary, right? I think that's the cart. It's like spinning up, and it sounds like Mad Max, and like, it's dark and ambient. Don't know what that was. We did something. Who's that? It looks like someone's getting on our cart. Who's getting on our cart? Get them off! No. Maybe a different time? Yeah, if I see the chain chomp again, I will use it, don't worry. I was just surprised how bad the audio, like it screamed at me as soon as I used it. Anyways, this is a cool one, but this is less of a cool one. So this is what we were seeing. I think it's the inside of the cart, I'm guessing. Maybe our cart's gigantic. Oh. This one just have no cart. Huh. This is nicer. This is like a winter wonderland, even though it crashes right away. Are the item boxes actually random? I seem to always be getting change out. there's an uncorrupted version of Jump. Ah, yes, we have a corruption similar to this one, where his face is just in the ground. Or one other direction. Also, I like the cars like freaking out too. That one we called... what do we call that? Big Head. In which case, both of their heads are kinda gigantic, facing the wrong way. Baby Mario's head is horrifying. It also had Venn diagram, which, you know, those Venn diagrams are like the two circles and they overlap. Their heads kinda do that. At which point does Baby Mario become Luigi? And at which point does Luigi steal from Baby Mario? Okay, let's change our starting address again. I want to get closer to 0, but I know it's gonna crash it. But I know the interesting corruptions are hiding there. I'm gonna crash it too. Shoot. The problem with crashing this one is OBS is for some reason taking a very long time to capture it over there. Get it? There it is. I could prompt it, but I think it would still take the same amount of time. So we're not gonna do that. We ascend! Spookilers! You just subscribed, man! Thank you for the subscription. I appreciate that, man. That is so kind to you. Hey, a subscription will make sure I keep corrupting and making this stuff horrifying. But thank you so much, man. That helps me out, and that keeps me doing what I do. So thank you for the subscription, dude. And for all the support. I know we met probably about a week ago, but hey, perfect pair, right? Started entertaining to earn $5. And as long as I can entertain you worth $5, I think that's fair enough. But hey, you got a little corrupted raccoon. I'm working maybe on changing that. I like the corrupted raccoon. I've always just had it. And I'll get to the point where I have 15 subscribers. I can always put a second one in. So, for the time being, I'm gonna keep on with the corrupted raccoon. Like, look at that. Little raccoon. He's waving high. He's corrupted out. Oh, God. Everything's screaming. Also, has anyone ever told you that you look like Elijah Wood? No, I've never heard that. Skinny Elijah Wood or bigger Elijah Wood? Wait, no, Elijah Wood. No, I'm thinking of the wrong person. I'm thinking of... oh, I don't know actors' names. Frodo. Yes. No, I've never heard I look like Elijah Wood. I hope that's a compliment. Is that a compliment? Frodo. That is a really pretty one. Wait, I want to keep that. I'm gonna screenshot that. That is such a cool photo! He's a handsome movie man. Hey, because I look like a good movie man. I look like Mr. Frodo himself. He's famous for taking photos with his fans in like really funny ways. Like there's what was it? I think if you look up like Elijah Wood funny fan photos, there's like a good handful of them where he's just posing in the weirdest ways possible. I think taller than Elijah Wood though. I'm 5'11". I think he's kind of a short guy. As you do with Frodo. But anyways, I'm putting this in Aubrew because I like this. This looks like an album cover. Album cover. Cool. Moving along, can we re-roll that? Yeah, kinda. Ooh. Tearing the very the very fabric of the game apart. What up, Lord Otto? How you doing? It sounds terrible though, but look at the stuff that's going on the screen. Just tearing it apart, breaking that disc as much as we can. Very pretty. Sorry about the audio though. I think it's just my right ear. Maybe go for another reroll. Possibly. No, that's not gonna go through. Alright, going out the history, starting off from the top with a brand new blast target. As long as I won't crash. Maybe knock back the intensity. There we go. We haven't got as much Luigi or Mario screaming as we did when we started the stream. I hope to get more of that. And I think it's just we gotta crack down the right intensity of starting to address. Gotta narrow them down a little bit. Oh, Koopa was doing something weird. Wait, let's go take a look at Koopa. What are you doing? Why do you have two heads? He's Two-Face. Now you can see with all these crashes, this is the reason why we should sanitize the corruption, because if we saw one of these, if I really wanted to keep Koopa Two-Face, I should change the audio. Sorry about that. Not that audio. There we go. If I really wanted to keep Koopa Two-Face, and like I wanted to give it to someone in my stockpile and like, here, play Mario Kart with Koopa Two-Face. Because if you really wanted to play it like that, I don't want them to be able to like see the corruption, go drive up to them, and then it crashes, which is disappointing. And my ultimate goal with these stockpiles is to be able to give them to someone and have someone else play them. I've never actually gone about that yet, and I'm not really still sure how to do it. I think I was trying to collaborate with Wasabi, and I'm trying to figure something out, how to go about it. I need like an easy way to distribute them and make it easier for whoever I'm getting it to be able to play them. But I'm still trying to figure it out. He is freaking out hard. He had like LSD in his baby bottle. Wow, he's really going at it. He's going super fast. Also, the engine is like a tiny little RC motor. I muted the stream audio. I can still kind of hear it. No, you guys can't hear it. Every once in a while, the audio just breaks just right. I'm gonna put it back on, but turn it off. I should put a disclaimer in case you're like, yeah, sensitive ears, to not listen to this stream either. The flashing lights is easy. That's kind of cool. All the little strings. It looks like a spider web. That's what I always think about when I see this. The places were going insane. The places they were going insane, absolutely. Now I'm thinking, we have all these corruptions, and I like these a lot, but I think we should try corrupting a different portion of Mario Kart. So I'm going to save the stockpile, and I'm actually going to physically take out my save state once I load it in. I'm going to make a second save state, and we're going to start targeting that in just a moment. I have to be very careful about how I handle my save states with the Windows Glitch Harvester, because as soon as I am losing the race, I didn't even consider that. I'm really bad at Mario Kart, so we'll see if I can even win this race. Anyways, I have to be super careful with the save states themselves, because as soon as I hit the load button or the import button on my stockpile manager, or I target a different save state, my stockpile is void and thrown away. And I need to make sure that the save state that I have associated with the stockpile match perfectly, because all the memory is loaded in at a certain time, and it needs to be frozen in place for these corruptions to work in the way that they do. So, I'm going to go get that save state now, before I forget. Get to find it. And those are safe all by their lonesome. And let's actually win a race. Maybe not win a race. Let's actually just do a race. Can I even switch characters? I don't know if I need an item for that. I don't know the controls. But here, let's see if we can win one. Or at least place third, at the very least. The drifting isn't like it used to be in like DS, which is the only one I was ever doing. I have Mario Kart for the Switch. And I don't play it too often. Semi-often. I'm not very good at it. I think I have 4,000 SP? 3,500 SP? Somewhere around. And it's like just barely above the lowest amount. Yes, Mario Kart 8. I was like, wait, which kind of playing Mario Kart 8? I forget. Mario Kart 8 is absolutely great. And if I can't suggest Wasabi more, he is king of Mario Kart before this small stream team. We got 40. I know I do need a capture card. Elgato's are like $150. I can't afford that. Fine gosh. I can't even afford to corrupt on original hardware. I wish I could afford to corrupt on original hardware. But, yeah, at some point I should get a capture card, because I would like to stream, I don't know, Wargroove, maybe Celeste, what else is on there? Dead Cells I have on the PC, but it never really ran too well on the PC. It might run a little bit better on the Switch. That's about all the Switch games I have. I'm looking to pick up... Actually, nothing right now. I can't think of anything. I'm gonna play Deltarune, but that's mostly a single-player experience, I would say. I've been losing so badly. I'm not breaking it all, I'm just relying on drifts. No Sparky, all your hardware games are in the other room. Of course, it's all behind the scenes. It's all behind, like, a wall. Tech. It's behind this wall, it's a false wall. I got 8th place. Oh, so bad. The Twitch police are always listening. They are. They really are. You mess up once, I got 0 points. This is my first time playing this in 6 years. Not counting the other time I streamed it. So if you're coming for high-quality Mario Kart streams, you're in the right place. Mushroom City is where I actually wanted to corrupt as well. You tried, that's all that matters. You got a participation award. Or at least that's what they give millennials nowadays, right? But this is a perfect point to corrupt, so... that is now set in my stockpile. Well, I'm gonna set this to save state too, so I gotta load that in. I'm about to start streaming off Xbox One, Ninja Gaiden last night. Cool, that sounds fun, man. Good luck. Okay, I'm gonna start that save states within my emulator. That is set, and let's do a brand new corruption within the Big Apple itself, the Big Bowser itself. Have you ever tried to explain to someone old what it is you do on Twitch? Yes, I have. I've tried to imagine how the conversation might go. I explained it to someone who was kind of savvy, and they played on the NES when they were like in their 40s, maybe. And what I always describe it as, and when I describe corruptions in general, is I really do give the example of just taking an NES cartridge and like putting it in some dirt and then sticking it back in the console. Because you can kind of get an idea of what that looks like. Like, you know it's not going to run quite right. Maybe you've put in a NES cartridge and you've had to blow on it, which you shouldn't do because it corrupts the, or it, what's it do? It rusts the pins or something like that. They have an idea what that looks like, or at least do it to a more modern game, like maybe Game Boy Advance. The person I described it to got the idea of it. Is it mold? Can metal mold? I guess it can. I don't see why it can't. Also, that's a creepy scene. Midnight driving. Yeah, I remember just moisture in general, like having your breath on it was it's an awful idea. And it corrodes it. Corrode is the word I was looking for. Yes. I like that. See, this is what I think of when I think of like TechSupportSparky. If I wanted a TechSupportSparky racer, or if I wanted my model, it would look like that. In fact, moisture isn't great for electronics. If you wanted to describe corruptions, you could just say, it's like getting moisture all over your games. Just dip your cartridges in water and see if they still are playable. And technically, that kind of is a corruption, because you're shorting some of the pins and you're reading the data wrong, depending on how bad the short is. Kinda. Also, look at Luigi staring upside down at us. Oh, I missed your message there. Anyway, let's go down a tiny bit. I'm using the new OBS chat system. Then you see his face. That Luigi screenshot in the corner looks like it's begging for death. Yeah, it looks like its nose is off too. This one is good. Let's take a look at this one again. I like how his face, it flicks around, so he's looking the right way now. But as soon as you go the other direction, he kind of turns his head away. Maybe Mario's head is all messed up too. It's like a compass. It's a Luigi compass. Great. Luigi always points towards north, in case you didn't know. Oh, this is just chaos. Oh, I reset my blast range. 100. We're not really making a stockpile right now, we're just kind of corrupting it, but put this as, like, Luigi compass. Luigi, I'm sorry about the audio. Oh, wait, we got a new, I spelled that terribly. Here, wait. Before I forget. Spagulers, did we play your song yet? I forget if we played your song. Or if you have heard your song. I think we played it once. But if we didn't, we're about to play it. Because we got a subscription. And we gotta play music when we got the subscription. You know this... Oh, we played your song last night? Okay. I have such a bad memory. We'll play it at the end of the stream, man. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. I wish I remember what it sounded like. It was... We also played Sky Coaster Man, so I was confused between the two. But isn't this so cool? You can create music and that's your song. Like, anytime I type in that name again, it's always gonna be the same because it's based on an algorithm. It's the coolest thing. I love it. I should program something. Like if I'll play an SFX if it detects either like bits have come in or a subscription or follow, and we'll... There's an idea! Because you can get the name from that notification, you can pull it from the API. So... I gotta write down, no, from Twitch API... Nope. Just get a corruption so it sounds okay. From Twitch API, pull the username that triggered a notification, and input that as a command line argument. Command line argument, a parameter, command line. Put that as a command line parameter to algo music. So that time, whenever someone gives us a corrupt or gives us a notification, we just play their audio. It sounds so bad. Let me just turn the stream audio down. That's a good idea in general to do. I was a fleeting interest in making my own SNES style RPG. That's awesome. If I do, the song will be a dungeon theme. Go for it. Feel free to take it. Not my algorithm. And I think it's free use. I believe it's free use. But yeah. And then you can, like, if you can't generate your own music, or if you have trouble doing that, like, I know I'm not creative at all. I can't generate music. I lie, I've tried generating music. My first ever stream ever whatsoever was Fallout New Vegas and OpenMPT, I believe. I have to check my YouTube. Where I used a tracker to create music using square waves, triangle waves, all those kind of waves, and just putting it into like a sheet and playing back music. And we created a song. I think it was the only time I ever used OpenMPT. I love the program, but I don't use it too often. But yeah, writing MIDI songs is super cool. It's the same kind of idea where you like input it like that using a tracker. If I can suggest that program, I highly suggest checking out, or just trackers in general. There's a good number of trackers. I use OpenMPT because it's kind of big and you can use you can input your own instruments and you have no trouble with that. But I should orient you towards the general tracker Wikipedia page, because there's a great one, I don't remember the name of it, but it has like all the various NES, SNES, all the consoles from the younger generation, and all the instruments that were packaged with those consoles, and you could just make music using that hardware in a sense, or at least everything that was available to them at the time. And I don't remember what the name of it was. And I wish I did. I have it downloaded, I think, on my work computer. On one of the ones that doesn't work too well. But, I mean, you can probably get the general idea from, like, music trackers. This one. They have a Wikipedia page on it. But yeah, check it out. You might be interested if you're into any kind of music creation. I know I wasn't really into... Hi, I'm Daisy. I wasn't super into music creation, but that was easy for me to get started, and I liked it a lot, so... Anyway, I suggest it if you're curious. Also, this is an abomination, because look at Mario's head off to the right. Baby Mario's head. This is a baby. This is a child. We're doing terrible things. We're creating awful atrocities. This violates, like, the Geneva Convention or something. Moving along, though. Blasting you corruption from the top. Brand new corruption. Does this count as distracted driving? Yes, it absolutely does. Do not corrupt and operate a motor vehicle at the same time, especially when the consumption of alcohol has been within the past 20 minutes. They all sink into the ground. They just sink into the ground. Bullshit plays, what's going on? One of my best friends on Twitch. This guy is amazing. Check him out. Bullshit plays. He's a cool guy. In the meantime, I'm going to be sinking into the ground. But go! Can I shout out? I feel like whenever I shout you out, I type your name in wrong. I'm just using my bot like crazy tonight. But go check out Bullshit Plays, man. He does retro games, and also... How would you describe your games? Maybe you would do a better job at describing it. They're like... Some of them are really bad old games. In a good way. Like, they're enjoyable in a bad sense. And some of them are like hidden gems that no one really plays anymore. But they're awesome. And I'd never seen them before, so I see them from Bullshit's content, and I'm like, I gotta go play that. Oh yeah, go check him out. And also, welcome back. We've got some decent corruption so far. We didn't abandon the idea of making a stockpile, but we just started hacking away at the disc again, because it's fun. And this game just does so well at that. So here we are, sinking into the ground, letting morality just wash over us. I'm gonna put that as you get a sinking feeling. Yeah, we got that one. These abominations of characters, right? They're all terribly corrupted. Can we get something else? Let's see. We changed the starting address, which might have been a bad idea. Because we got a good one there. We'll go back. Oh. No, let's not crash that one. I want to take a good look at that one. Let's make it not crash. If we can. So I see... Are those Mario's hands? Or are they like boxing gloves? What are these things on the sides? Maybe it's part of the cart. I can't assume the worst off the bat. Is this drivable? No, it still crashes. Shoot. Gotta get it to working condition. There it is. There's working condition. Yeah, those are his hands. And his head's kinda like twisted around. It's like... You know, it looks like Rob. The, like, Taz input bot. Is that what it's called? Taz something. Use it for Taz speedruns. Anyways, it reminds me of like the arms that are kind of like locked in place like that. Let's keep that. I'm gonna call it Tazbot. Tazbot. Okay. Moving on. We can try re-rolling that. Any effects? No, God. We've split them in half. You can see the inside where he has another texture drawn. Like, did you know that in the inside of Mario characters, when you cut them in half, it's just another texture in there of their body or their face? Let's see if we can get a good screenshot of that there. I hate to eliminate Luigi up here judging us. We'll keep it there in a sec, but I'll get a good screenshot if I can. Yeah, there we go. So... Can I draw all this? I can. Oh, I didn't even use any of these tools. Look at this. Wait, let's get a good paintbrush tool. How about like a decent size? Yeah, there we go. I can actually circle things. Next gen tech. That's a face. That is so weird. There's a face hidden in that arm. So anyways. And his fists are there. On the bright side, the aerodynamics are just top-notch, because if he needs to move around on the road, like, he manipulates his entire body just to shift it around. I mean, A-okay. How about, what do we even call something like this? Like, it reminds me of like those little soccer guys that have the two arms, and you flick them around. The foosball. Foosball. I'm not gonna be able to spell that right. Foosball? F-O-O-S-B-A-L-L? Yeah, that's it. Cool. Oh, this one Luigi's just stuck in an endless torment. Not even breaking through the wall will kill him. He just keeps going. Will he reach the end? Nope. Eventually he's put out of his misery. Only for brief moments. Me. Wow, wow. Only for a brief moment is he allowed peace. Oh, he broke out of the skybox there. Like Sisyphus pushes a boulder up a hill, Luigi must spin endlessly out in his cart. Oh, there's a big Luigi. I see him in the corner there. There he is. Also, our wheel's a little flat. That ancient myth reference. I love Sisyphus. That's an awesome story. I like it because of nihilism and all the background of that, and absurdism and stuff like that. This is an LSD trip. Oh, the flashing lights! And I'm pretty sure those wheels aren't supposed to work. Oh, that wheel. No. One of your favorites too, right? Such a cool story. Hell yeah. The eternal struggle for what seems like purposelessness. Like life itself. It's purposeless. It's bullshit. But you find your own meaning in it. You find a purpose of your own. Whether that be to corrupt games. He said the word! He said the thing! Whether it be to stream or corrupt or whatever you do, man. Oh wait, those are some horrifying corruptions. Wait a minute. Let's just take a moment and just look at this. And pretty much an absurdist at this point. Hey, nothing wrong with that. I will only say I'm atheist. I don't know how far I would go with saying my philosophies. I think I should look into it more. I really like objectivism, though. If you're not familiar with that, that's the philosophy of the Bioshock games written by Anne Ryan and stuff like that. Or the philosophies written by Anne Ryan. Should I pronounce it name? That's a cool philosophy. I wouldn't say I believe in it or anything like that, but cool nonetheless. Also, I have the flashing effect here. Go, Speed Racer, go. Oh, but don't use the chain jump. Break the game if you do. Oh, we're in a baby stroller. Look how high up we are. Can you imagine being in a car like this, just super high up there, and then just being on this like long stretch of highway where it's like 70 miles an hour? Also, why is everyone else so small? Wait. Turn around. Everything's so small. Huh. You replay Bioshock? When's the last time you played it? I know I played it, I think as a younger kid. I of course didn't beat it. But I love the original Bioshock. I mean, that game is... it's wonderful. I mean, of course, it has drawbacks of its age and stuff like that. But one thing I know that game did fantastic was environment building. Because there is nothing I felt more than during that game than the feeling of loneliness. And they just nailed it. Like, you only have enemies wanting to kill you. The only person you have to talk to is a man over a radio that you've hardly even met, you've only seen a glimpse of. And you just feel alone in this, like, dark, underwater, isolated place that is creepy and horrifying, and it's done so well. I love it. So much good world building, so much good environment building. They do a good job. If you want a game... do you play horror games? I know... also, wait, let's go back to this one. For the longest time, I would just stay clear away from horror games. I don't like horror games that much. I'm not into horror too much. But I will suggest one psychological horror game that's not jump scary horror. It's more like, oh, this is kind of messed up kind of horror. If you're interested in horror games. If you're not, I won't even suggest it. I was hoping the more like groaning sound that we had at the beginning would keep going on. Like someone's in pain and they would keep groaning. That sound there. It's like Donkey Kong is just shot in the foot. Or it's like tranquilized. Tranquilized? Got a dart point at him. Ooh, that's a pretty one. More of those like kaleidoscope effect ones. I like these. Let's bring the starting address. I see the butt. I won't even read the first part until you finish the butt statement. Horror games that I can't stand, and actually in general horror movies and stuff like that. I can't stand like Saw. Can't stand just like watching someone die. Like that's just weird for me. Even if I know it's fake, it's just like it's dark, and I like put myself in their situation. I'm like, I don't want to be in that situation. I'll read from the top. I can do horror games, but more than more than can horror movies. Obviously, like horror movies, or you can do horror movies better. Horror movies tend to be so tropey, but often not in a funny way, so they're grown-fest for me. Oh, gotcha. Games more than horror movies. Okay, I understand you on that, and I'm actually the same way. I can do horror games, way more than horror movies. Horror movies, they are absolutely tropey, and they're grown-fests, and you don't really know what you're signing up for. Like, they're either gore-fests, or they're jump scares, or they're this or that. You don't really know. No, you're good. I just tripped up on it. Video games are doing great at breaking those tropes. True that, so occasionally I will indulge. If I can suggest a classic horror game that I do suggest you checking out, if you don't play it for yourself, I didn't play it for myself, I watched someone play it, but Silent Hill 2, if you haven't checked it out, it's a good one. That's how I'm going to put that. I won't spoil anything, but the environment of that game and the ambience, it's a classic, yeah, you know it. That is... And working with those limits of the PlayStation, I mean, is on par with, say, Crash Bandicoot with the what would you call it, team size of like... They had such a small team, it was like 8 people, or something like that. It was so small when they worked on the first game, and they had an expanded team in the second one, but still. That one might be number 1 for me, so you did play it, good for you. Because that shadow, like, if I get a shadow corruption or a fog corruption in any corruption stream, instantly think Silent Hill 2 because they stapled that and they made it amazing. Dead Space is up there too. Dead Space has that gory aspect for me, so I stay clear, but I get that, and they do have a good environment for that. I like the world building of it, so I usually watch or read. Oh, we're stuck on a pole. I usually read up on it more than I do play it, but definitely I get that. There is someone... Well, I don't know if it's just that. There's someone on our stream team, he's kind of getting started. It's Minister Falcor. He does horror games on stream, but he doesn't stream too often, so maybe I won't suggest that. He's trying to get started. Once he does get started, I'll suggest him more often. Okay. I'm wondering if we have corrupted this to death. And if we have, what are we going to do for another half an hour? So a game I really want to play, and I don't think I'm going to drop the price yet, because I want to play it off stream before I play it on stream, is... I gotta look up the name, make sure I get it right. Neo Scavenger? Yeah, Neo Scavenger. If you haven't heard of that, it's an interesting looking game. I'm not one for graphics at all. I mean, one of my favorite games of all time is Dwarf Fortress, which is an ASCII game. It's an awesome ASCII game at that, and it is so in-depth. Another good ASCII game is Cogmind. But this one's kind of basic on the graphics, but interesting on the gameplay aspects. And it reminds me a lot of the Stalker series, which we've done a little bit of a playthrough on here before. We did a Stalker Call of Pripyat, which we did not get to finish. It was unfortunately on my other PC at home. Did you see that? He was kind of bouncing around and then he smashed into a car and the game crashed. I was kind of like watching the DVD hit the corner. I want to do that again. Whichever one that was. This one? Yeah, that one. So I want to play that, possibly. I gotta play it off stream to see if it would be interesting to stream. If it's just gonna like take me forever and I'm not gonna get the mechanics off of that, I might not do it. And I'm still playing stuff like Munch's Odyssey. It's 1 o'clock and I gotta wake up the day after tomorrow, so I should have a good normal sleep cycle. I won't stream much tonight, even though I would like to. We'll pick up on that at another time. I think... yeah, that about wraps things up. I mean, all we can really do here is just keep corrupting it, and I think we've seen a good range of them. I'm not going to keep this stockpile. We do have the existing stockpile from before, and as I stated before, and I'm still kind of looking for ideas, if anyone's ever curious or looking to suggest anything, I have a bunch of these stockpiles available. I think in my GameCube folder I have about 30 games that I've corrupted and created these stockpiles for, and I don't really know what to do with them. My original intent was to submit this to the Vinesauce community, and it still is the original intent as well, because Vinny is the sort of the big guy who plays corruptions, big streamer, and that's usually where most of these corruptions get funneled towards. I mean, the software I'm using is actually from the Vinesauce community in general. It's from, well, I guess it's a little too broad. It was written by Ezekiel, I'm going to pronounce his name wrong, I hope he doesn't hear that, and Neri. Neri's part of the Vinesauce community, but also makes his own software. And I think this is... The modified version of Dolphin I'm using is written by Neri and Ezekiel. Shoot. And the Windows Glitch Harvester is written by, I think exclusively by Ezekiel. But they're both open source and they both contribute off each other. So anyways, back to my point. So I have these stockpiles, and I don't know really what to do with them. I know I'm going to compile them together at some point and put them into one really big stockpile and submit it to the Vinesauce community. But for the in-between, I'm not sure. For the real-time corruption stockpiles, so not GameCube, but for NES, SNES, Atari, Commodore, we had one, what? Not Game Vision. What was that terrible Nintendo, VR headset? Not Nintendo Gear. What was that called? VR headset, Nintendo... Oh, they actually have a Switch one. That's not the one I was talking about. Red, LED, light. Virtual Boy. How did I think of Virtual Boy? We did one Virtual Boy stream. I think corrupted alright, but... we did a Virtual Boy corruption stream, if you didn't know, Bull. It was okay. It wasn't amazing. It didn't corrupt too well. It was Wario Land. And of course we didn't have the terrible red effect. It was just kind of a gray effect on screen. I might corrupt more games for the Virtual Boy. It's gonna be like less intense than even like a Game Boy corruption, and we're not gonna get as interesting results, but it's still kind of fun to corrupt. Like, it's new systems, which is always cool. Like the Sega CD was super fun to corrupt, and I didn't expect that at all. So anyways, those corruptions, anything that's not GameCube. There's a multiplayer feature available with the real-time corruptor, which me and Wasabi both tried a little bit of. And the way I believe it works is, say, Wasabi's streaming, and he decides to play Super Mario Bros. Real basic example. And I have a stockpile of these perfectly created components for Super Mario Bros. That I created. And I put them onto something similar to a soundboard. And I'm watching him play, and I can see his playthrough on my screen. And all of a sudden I think, you know, it would be funny if I made Mario 3 times bigger. Real basic example, wouldn't actually be funny, but whatever. I hit the button on the soundboard, his Mario gets bigger, and it's sort of a multiplayer experience in that sense, where I can create corruptions and throw them at someone that's playing them, and see their reaction to that, see if they can handle the corruptions, maybe we can make some kind of game out of that. Exactly, like, I'm not sure. We had trouble with it in the past, and unfortunately in both locations that I live at, I have such trouble with port forwarding because I don't get access to any of the routers I use. So I have to use some workarounds for that, and I hate port forwarding. So I don't have access to this router because it's university run. And the one back at my home, I also don't have access to. So it's tricky. If we can get it working, I would love to. And we'll figure out the specifics, but I think that's where I'd like to move forward. Another suggestion I'm going to put out there is another one of the stream team called Not Good, who is a FPS streamer of sorts, who's right now dealing with internet problems. He hasn't been able to stream too much either. I will approach him to see if he would like to play my GameCube corruptions, and maybe package those up nicely so we can check them out. Yeah, port forwarding can be a nightmare. Like, I still have nightmares of that from early Minecraft server days, just trying to get like a Minecraft server worked up. They're like, okay, gotta port forward. As soon as someone hears that, they're just like, nope, not gonna do it. Forget about it, we're not gonna do this tonight. Speaking of which, Minecraft servers, back in the day, those were amazing. So yeah, I'll approach that, and if anyone's interested, as always, these corruption stockpiles are available if you want to check them out. Like if you wanted this one, for example, don't know why you would, but hey, I saved it. It's on my hard drive, and I am totally okay with just giving it to you. There are no ROM ISOs associated with these stockpiles, so I'm not distributing ROMs in any sense of the word. These are my personal rips of these games that I've gotten either from yard sales or from my own personal collection, along with the game system itself. This is my own version of GameCube, my BIOS for it that I've ripped. So you have to get access to those, of course. But the save states, or the stockpile itself, is just memory rights. So you just run it on top of the game you're running. I have my version of Mario Kart running, I put the blast layer on top, boom, we get a corruption. So, I don't know what to do with them yet. But I expect some future plans, we'll formulate some stuff and figure out what we're going to do with it. If anyone ever has suggestions, or if they would like access to the stockpiles, DM me, I'm always available. You can access me through Discord. We don't have any music going on. I should have some music and some stuff going on. I will switch scenes here to Odd Brew. I'll say bye to my camera. And in the meantime, let's also play some music. While I talk about Odd Brew for a sec. Oh wait, we're gonna hear some broken glass though. Maybe. There it is. I love that sound. And Bull, stick around, we're gonna do a special thing for you. So, check us out at Oddbrew, bit.ly/Oddbrew, if you're curious about hearing about the stream team some more. I'm that little raccoon there on the second image there, with Sabitonic off the far left, and the other two streamers are getting started, slowly but surely, and they'll be streaming soon. And let's play some music here. So, Mr. Bull, have you heard of Algo Music before? If you haven't, you're in for a treat. It's a little hard to spell, so maybe I should just type it out. Algo Music. So it's this special program. You haven't? Oh, that's perfect. So it's a special program that takes text, any text at all, if you have underscores or periods or anything like that, and converts it into a MIDI file and plays that MIDI file with a given number of instruments. So what I've been doing lately is anytime that someone's hanging around, or if I get a subscription, or if I get a follow, and I want to play a little bit of music, I have been doing that. So, without further ado, let's listen to... Oh, I should probably explain a little bit more. So it creates a song, and it creates a unique song for that text, and every single time I type in the text once again, for example, I'm going to type in bullshit place, exactly case sensitive as it is written. Anytime I type that song in once again, the name, it will play the exact same song back. So you can kind of think that this song is that Twitch streamer's song, in a sense. And we've listened to a couple streamer songs, we've listened to Wasabi Tonic, Sakai Coaster Man's, and tonight we're hearing Bullshit Place song. Now I gotta make sure I spell it right though. And I hyped it up a lot. I bet your song will sound good. Most of them do sound good, but let's see here. So here is Bullshit Place song. I did not copy your name right. Oh, copying and pasting is so frustrating with the new version of OBS. Here, I gotta type it in manually. I'll make sure I get all the characters right though. Bullshit Place. So here is Bull song. That was not Bull song. It did not accept your name. Why? Bullshit Plays. Is it because you have a number in your name? No, there we go. Now it's working properly. This is Bull song. Sorry about the hiccup. This one. This one sounds... yeah, like JRPG, like it has like a mysticism to it. And a lot of the songs we've heard so far, they're kind of ominous, but this one isn't quite ominous. It's almost magical. I like the sound of it. It's almost like you don't know what's coming up. Oh, that sounds ominous though. It's like a... Witch in the Woods is what I'm thinking of. And the nice thing is, the song will just go on as long as you let it play, but always that intro is going to sound the same, and, well, if you let it play for a half an hour, the half an hour is always going to be the same based on the algorithm, but I like the sound of this one a lot, so I should thank Bull for the awesome name. I am done, so I just finished up. We're listening to Bullshit Plays song at the moment, and I was just about to switch over to host, but thank you for stopping by right near the end. We will be streaming tomorrow night. Around... I gotta stream early because I have I gotta work tomorrow night. Oh wait, what day is today? Oh, I don't have to work tonight. Today is... oh, it's Friday, but it's midnight. Okay, good. I was confused. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, man. We will be streaming either Bunches Odyssey or More Corruptions. I'm still on the fence about which one. Oh, this sounds like spooky too, Bull. And I got some text highs. Also, thank you, Spagoolers, for the subscription. A big shout out to you. Thank you so much, man. Again, the support is awesome. Also to Bull for the raid, Wasabi Tonic for the lurk, and I'm just glancing through chat. We had Dry Bowser follow. Thank you, Dry Bowser, if you're still around. All of you, you are so awesome. Oh, just got some drum beats in there. A quickest question. So Sky Coaster Man and Filthy Casual is like a sister group of Odd Brew. I should explain that in depth. So I would say we formed Odd Brew. Me, Wasabi Tonic, Not Good, Minister Falcor. Around the time we met you, Bull. Maybe 2 weeks around the time you started going down on the amount of times you were able to stream. Around that time, we were trying to expand in terms of networking, trying to see if we could find some more retro streamers, and we found a brand new streamer called Sky Coasterman, who didn't have much of a Discord group at the time, but we networked with him a little bit, and he started building his Discord group up, so we joined that one, and I wouldn't say we're a sister group, we just support both. I'm part of the Filthy Casuals as a featured streamer at the moment, which is awesome. I'm super supportive of them. They are an awesome group of people, lots of great people over there. But then I'm also associated with Odd Brew, and I would say if I am part of a team, I'm going to say Odd Brew, while I highly support the Filthy Casuals, is I guess how I would put that. I guess I'm a part of both. And neither of them are affiliate or partnered yet, so it's like, I don't actually have to choose one, which is really nice. I like being a part of both, because they're both awesome. But yeah. I think that about wraps up things for tonight. Again, if anyone has any further questions, feel free to DM me. Either through, I guess, Twitch too. I don't really respond to Twitch. I don't get many messages through it, but if you want to talk to me on there, go for it. Easiest way to reach me is through Discord, though. But alright, have a good night, everyone. Have a safe drive home if you're not at home, or have a safe rest if you are at home, I guess. I'll see you in the next one, and stay tuned. We're going to host Mr. Jub Jub in a few minutes here. And I might hop on in with him. He's doing some Mario Kart tonight. And I'm okay at that Mario Kart. I can do a decent job at that. But yeah, thank you, Bull, and have a good night, everyone.